someone hit me and said, like, you lost so much weight, are you okay? Yeah. Yes, that's for me, that's a compliment. I was working out to lose weight. Interesting enough, I got COVID and lost weight. Like, it's kind of a, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that side effect. Dealing with COVID on top of like depression. You guys, it's a lot. I decided to journal. That's how much it is. It's so consuming that I decided to write down how I was feeling today. Dear diary, some heavy pages. And I just know that I'm not the only one that feels consumed by life right now. I just know that I'm not the only one. So that's why it's like I talk my shit or whatever, I post my posts, but I try not to like take away from the fact that like there are people out here who don't have the blessings that I have, you know? Like, so who am I to complain? But I feel fucking consumed. I feel consumed with life right now. And it's crazy because at some point you have to realize that like your life was built on having money. Your life was built on an income that was pretty top tier. And you were able to really have less worries. That white girl that was crying about how like life is more fun when you have money, like I feel her. I feel her. And to try to like grasp mental health in all this is so wild because you never notice how much mental health costs because you always work for a company that covered it. That's so freaking deep. And that's what people fail to realize. Niggas is over here like, well, why aren't you day trading? Like, why am I not just sitting on my ass and trading coins and shit? Because is that shit gonna cover a fucking therapist? Which is all I asked for Christmas, by the way. Multiple people asked me, what do I want for Christmas? And my answer to them was a therapist. Asked me if I got that for Christmas. No, I didn't. I got, pretty much nothing. I got nothing for Christmas but COVID. And like, that's the reality of, being an adult. Okay. So like that, I got y'all. I also got gifted some acting classes. So at some point, I'm going to be like putting my money towards that and getting back into class. But even in that sense, you guys, even in that sense, that mentally fucks with me because I'm like, I spent so much money on acting classes when I first came out here. That shit is an investment. And then you're brought different other opportunities that involve like networking or involve like you being a part of like, I don't know, a showcase. But then they want bread for you to do that shit, bro. Which is another investment. And it's just like everywhere you look, somebody is trying to take bread from you. Just so that you can act. Just so that you can get out here and do what the fuck you were born to do. Like, at the end of the day, this is what you move for though. This is what you move for. When I was watching Harlem and I was watching her go to that audition in Harlem and then talk about how because you're not light skinned, mixed, curly hair, you actually have to go and take the classes. You actually have to really entertain background roles because getting casted as the main is the different hoops in which you have to go through, how much money you spend when you don't look like what's in. It's deep. It's deep, but it's also something that I knew was going to be a thing, you know? Like, I knew when I decided that I no longer wanted to take the LSAT again. I no longer want to do that for a criminal system that spits on my people. Makes us jump through fire to get justice. I knew that it wasn't for me. And then I think about things like that and those choices that I made in life in the instance of like, was it that I didn't want to work hard? Am I looking for something to be handed to me? Those those thoughts actually go through my mind. Actually, interesting enough, I felt like when I was taking classes, that was me working hard. But was I taking those scripts that I was given? Was I taking those opportunities to network with those people in classes? Was I taking all the opportunities that were handed to me to make sure that they turned into something more outside of class? No. So does that mean that I'm lazy? That's the things that I go through mentally. I go through the fact that like I will put all my efforts towards trying to get a nigga who don't want me. But I won't put all my efforts to getting on stage and actually doing stand-up when I can bring a nigga to his knees in regards to laughing. Listen, sis, and miss, you know, that's my male sis, my miss and sis. My mental capacity literally caused me to lose my job. And also the fact that I didn't want to go back to New York, so that's just where I was at with that. Where I'm still at with that, actually. Interesting enough, I'm still at that point of life. So obtaining new employment has been a struggle because maybe I'm not meant for nobody's fucking corporate office. Maybe I'm not meant for that. Maybe I'm meant to do a lot more than that. And I keep trying to subject myself to this fucking environment that doesn't fucking work for me. If I'm being correct, if I'm being exact in how I really fucking feel. Like I hate pantyhose, like that type of line. Like catch my shift. Like I know it's a weird correlation, but what I'm saying is that like that other side in which you have to play, that other side in which you have to be to actually exist in those environments that pay for everything, that provides you with comfortability in life. Y'all, I promise you I'm not the only person that feels like this. I promise you I am not. And there are people in which they can play the game. And it's people in which they can exist in those spaces and they're excited to get their asses back to the office. Be on site. Oh my God, look at me, I'm at campus. I work in the office, yay. Can't relate. Cannot relate. I was making shit happen, no office. Not even a home office. Took the money and did something else with it. Like if I'm being honest, the reality of my situation is that I only want to show up on site to music, acting, entertainment, media. I only want to show up on site to sets. That's the only time I really want to show up on site, if I'm being honest. Like, that's the reality of the situation. I would prefer to show up on site with a camera in my face. That's the goal in life. That's what I would prefer. But if I can't get that right off the bat, then I'm okay with that. I'm okay with doing a little PA work. I'm okay with getting into the grind and the grim of that shit. Because that still puts me where, y'all? On set. It doesn't put me in somebody's fucking office with somebody harassing me. And I'm having to flip on the switch of shit. Like, the reality of the situation is I've sent my resume out to people. Let me tell you something that I'm not going to stand for in 2022. I'm not going to stand for these Atlanta men looking me in my face, going on and on for hours about how they are the most important men in the city, but can't seem to plug me with any form of employment. Plug yourself. Okay, cool, that's fine. I don't mind plugging myself. Get how you get it out the mud, right? Cool. But just don't look me in my face and expect for me to entertain how you are the most important man in this motherfucking city if you don't got no plug like that. If you feel like I'm not worth the plug, that's fine, but I also shouldn't be worth the time of you explaining how important you are. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it. That's how I'm getting it up. And deuce. I'm going to plug you, and you over here on social media and this. How am I going to plug? You plug whores all day long. Them whores get paid money to clap cheeks and suck dick in the back of whatever venue you were able to walk me into. Thank you. So let's not make it about that. Let's not make it about how you present yourself. Because at the end of the day, I have a degree. At the end of the day, I was in tech doing amazing things. Let's not get it twisted. And at the end of the day, I was able to apply what I've learned in corporate to a production set and be an amazing fucking PA. So let me just say this to say, we're not going to act like it's because of this, because this only comes out every, 60 to 90 days. I'm just saying, we're going to be a little bit more transparent and honest in what we want in 22. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Take it or leave it. Me, personally, I want to be in film or I want to be on radio. Radio doesn't make any money, but my voice is amazing, so I should be doing some form of voiceover. That is what I want for 22. More auditions, more castings, more being booked and fucking busy. That's what I want for 22 for myself. Now, this being said, right? I don't want to hear about who the fuck you know. If who you know doesn't align with what the fuck I'm trying to do, I don't give a fuck about who you know. I need that. You better put it in stone. You better shut it the fuck up. Because I've sat through that so much. From New York to Atlanta to LA, shut the fuck up. Who you know does not matter if they can't do nothing for me. And I honestly think that, like, me saying this, okay, thunderstorm, I'm wrapping it up, Jesus. Just let me get this off my chest. Get this off my chest. I feel like a lot of people feel how I feel. Except they want to play these games. They want to play these games, these humble games, these like, oh no, you don't want to seem as if you're a cloud. No. I want you to know that I don't like you like that. Who I like that don't want me. So let's just eliminate that off the plate. What I do like is your vibe. Hey, we can vibe. We can have a good time. I love that. Now, how do we get me to being booked?